What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, exclusively here as always on the Casa D18 Studios channel. I, of course, am your host, the Renegade J.J. Williams, and today we begin the Renaissance period of the Walt Disney Animation Studios filmography with none other than 1989's The Little Mermaid, featuring the vocal talents of Jodie Benson, Christopher Daniel Barnes, Pat Carroll, Kenneth Mars, Samuel E. Wright, Buddy Hackett, Jason Marin, and Edie McClurg. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me here once again for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews. And like I said during the introduction, today we officially begin the Renaissance period of the Walt Disney Animation Studios filmography, 1989's The Little Mermaid. Now, the Renaissance period, unfortunately, we're not going to get too deep into because we've only got a couple days left in the month. And I know a lot of you guys have been enjoying the Disney movies, but there's probably a few of you guys that are like, okay, can we get to something a little bit different now? We're over the Disney stuff. So, as I'm sure you've seen in the trailer the last couple days, Marvel movies starting on July 1st. So we'll pick up the Renaissance period more next year, and we'll get into the films like Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, The Lion King, all the way up to Wreck-It Ralph, Frozen, Raya the Last Dragon, etc. We're going to do all the rest of the Walt Disney Animation Studios films next year. So we're only going to do officially 2 films of the Renaissance period this month. And then there's one film that I threw in from Disney Toon Studios just to kind of help buffer it a little bit here. That'll be tomorrow's DuckTales the movie. But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves here. Let's get into The Little Mermaid here, shall we? Our movie opens with Ariel, who's a 16-year-old mermaid princess who is completely dissatisfied with her underwater life in the kingdom of Atlantica, which is a kingdom hidden in the Atlantic Ocean. Ariel is fascinated by the human world, and with her best friend, Flounder, Ariel collects human artifacts and keeps them in her grotto, and occasionally visits Scuttle, a seagull, who offers her inaccurate expert knowledge of human culture. Ariel ignores the warnings of her father, King Triton, who is the ruler of Atlantica, as well as Sebastian, who is a crab who serves as King Triton's advisor and court composer. That contact between the mer people and humans is forbidden. One night, Ariel, Flounder, and unwilling Sebastian travel to the ocean's surface in order to watch a celebration for Prince Eric's birthday. As Ariel falls in love with Prince Eric, a violent storm arrives, wrecking Eric's ship where the birthday celebration is taking place. Ariel leaps into action and rescues Eric, bringing him to shore. From a distance, Ariel sings to Eric and leaves just as he begins to regain consciousness in order to avoid being discovered. Now, Eric has become fascinated by the memory of Ariel's voice and vows to find the girl who saved his life and sang to him, while Ariel vows to find a way to join Eric in his world. King Triton begins to sense a bit of a change in Ariel's behavior and her demeanor, and he begins to question Sebastian about her behavior and learns of her love for Prince Eric. Outraged by this knowledge, Triton travels to Ariel's grotto and destroys her collection of artifacts. Once King Triton leaves, 2 electric eels named Flotsam and Jetsam arrive and convince Ariel to visit the sea witch, Ursula. Ursula and Ariel are able to strike a deal in order to transform Ariel into a human for 3 days, in exchange for Ariel's voice, which Ursula puts inside of a nautilus shell. Now, within the 3 days, Ariel must receive a kiss of true love from Eric. If Ariel can get Eric to kiss her, she will get to remain a human permanently. However, if she can't get Eric to bestow a kiss upon her, she will transform back into a mermaid and belong to Ursula. Ariel accepts the terms of the deal and is then given human legs and taken to the surface by Flounder and Sebastian. Eric finds Ariel on the beach and takes her to his castle, unaware that she is the one that had rescued him earlier. Ariel spends some time with Eric over the couple of days, and at the end of the second day, they almost kiss, but they are thwarted by Flotsam and Jetsam. Ursula becomes angered at Ariel's close success, so she disguises herself as a beautiful young woman named Vanessa and appears on the shore singing with Ariel's voice. Eric recognizes the song, and Ursula, in her disguise, is able to cast a hypnotic enchantment onto Eric, which makes him forget all about Ariel. The next day, Ariel discovers that Eric is going to be married to Vanessa. Scuttle is able to discover the true identity of Vanessa and informs Ariel, who immediately pursues the wedding barge. Sebastian goes to inform King Triton, while Scuttle disrupts the wedding with the help of various sea creatures. During the chaos, the nautilus shell around Ursula's neck is destroyed, which restores Ariel's voice and breaks Ursula's enchantment over Eric. With the enchantment broken and Ariel's voice restored, Eric realizes that Ariel is in fact the girl who saved his life and rushes to kiss her. But the sun sets and Ariel transforms back into a mermaid. Ursula kidnaps Ariel as payment for the contract, but Triton confronts Ursula and demands Ariel's release. However, the deal is unbreakable, ironclad. At Ursula's urging, Triton agrees to take Ariel's place as Ursula's prisoner, surrendering his trident. Ariel is released, and Triton is then transformed into a polyp, losing his authority over Atlantica. Ursula declares herself the new ruler of Atlantica, but before she can use the trident, Eric intervenes with a harpoon. Ursula attempts to kill Eric, but Ariel intervenes, causing Ursula to inadvertently kill Flotsam and Jetsam. Enraged, Ursula uses the trident to grow to a monstrous size. Ariel and Eric reunite on the surface just before Ursula grows and towers over them. Ursula then gains full control of the entire ocean, thus creating a storm and bringing sunken ships back up to the ocean's surface. Just as Ursula is about to kill Ariel, Eric commandeers a wrecked ship and kills Ursula by impaling her with its splintered bow. With Ursula dead, Triton and the other polyps in Ursula's garden revert to their original forms. Triton finally realizes that Ariel truly loves Eric, and so he willingly changes her from a mermaid into a human permanently and approves of her marriage to Eric. Ariel and Eric get married upon the ship and depart to live happily ever after. Now, whether you want to believe this or not, The Little Mermaid I only saw the first time within the last 15 years. I never saw it as a kid because in 1989, I was 12 or 13 years old based on the month release. And I was kind of getting to that age where I was growing out of Disney movies to a certain extent, and especially ones that were princess based. You know, I had seen Oliver and Company, and I would see Aladdin. But if I remember correctly, Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, I kind of bypassed during their initial runs. Beauty and the Beast I would see on VHS and own it. But Little Mermaid I didn't see, like I said, until the last 15 years or so. And I regret it. The Little Mermaid is a great movie. You know, I understand why Disney considers it the kickoff of the Renaissance period, with everything that it was able to do financially for them at the box office. You know, you heard my arguments yesterday as to why I feel Oliver and Company should be included. But I do, to a certain degree, understand why The Little Mermaid is that film for them. It was their return to form. You know, the Golden Age began with Snow White. The Silver Age began with Cinderella. The Renaissance Age begins with Ariel. So I kind of get it there. And like I said, it's a tremendous film. As you guys know, we just recently lost Samuel E. Wright, the voice of Sebastian. If you go back here on the channel, you'll find a tribute that I did to him the day that he passed. Little side note, if you didn't already know this, I actually won a battle against Disney over that video because I used Kiss the Girl and Under the Sea as part of my tribute to Samuel E. Wright. And of course, as soon as I uploaded it, you know, YouTube pinged me, copyright infringement, you know, blocked worldwide. Nobody can see this review, this tribute. So I submitted my my objection, you know, cited free usage, that I was using it in a commentary way, you know, that I wasn't trying to make money off of it. And after about a month, maybe 2-3 weeks, Disney pulled its claim against me, and the video that is up intact has both videos, one at the beginning, one at the ending. So I actually won a battle against Disney. I'm pretty proud of that. So if you're a fan of The Little Mermaid, go check out that tribute I did to Samuel E. Wright. You won't be disappointed. But I mean, the voice talents, yes, there's a couple of well-known voices in this film, but for the majority of the cast, it's actually relative unknowns, as opposed to what the Renaissance age would morph into with films like The Lion King. The soundtrack is amazing. You know, Kiss the Girl, Under the Sea, Part of Your World, such great songs. The storytelling is amazing. The hidden cameos of Mickey, Donald, Goofy, Kermit the Frog during the performance of the sisters in the beginning of the film. You know, as Trident is entering, you can see all four of them in attendance underwater. Don Knotts' The Incredible Mr. Limpet pops up during the Under the Sea segment. Gotta love those little Easter egg cameos in the film. When it comes to my rating for The Little Mermaid, I don't intend to offend anybody with as much as I've spoken highly about this film. I'm only doing this because this is not one that I grew up with, that I discovered here more recently. I give The Little Mermaid 4.5 out of 5. If I had seen this back in 1989 and it had been a part of my fiber, if you will, for all these years, it would easily get 5 stars from me. But because I discovered it later in life, I've got to knock it down just a smidge and not put it in the same class that I put the ones that do mean a lot to me, that have been part of my childhood, my adult life, movies that I've grown up with. I hope you guys understand. Make sure you guys get out there on social media. Get those hashtags trending for me. Hashtag Casa D18 Studios, hashtag Renegades Reviews, hashtag Renegade Returns, and of course, the ever popular hashtag Shenanigans. We interrupt this episode of Renegades Reviews for an important announcement about
merchandising.
Merchandising? What's that?
Merchandising. Come, I'll show you. Merchandising, where the real money's made.
Make sure you go over to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network for all the t-shirts you see here from the West Coast professor, Jeff Meacham himself. You can get shirts for the Jeff Meacham Network, Talk Wrestling, as well as the red and gold Meachamania shirts. And while you're there, don't forget to get your shirts of the Casa D18 Studios Brotherhood, the Dads on Wrestling shirt, the Renegade JJ Williams, Statboy Sports Bar, and the hashtag StatBoyApproved shirt. Make sure you go over to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network and score your shirts today. Make sure you guys get out there. Do what that commercial just told you. Go to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network for all the official merchandise of the Casa D18 Studios Brotherhood. Get your Renegade JJ Williams shirt, Dad's Not Always on Wrestling, Statboy Sports Bar, hashtag StatBoyApproved, hashtag Shenanigans. Get your official merchandise for the Jeff Meacham Network, 3 different designs of the Jeff Meacham Network logo for you to choose from, along with Talk Wrestling, Meachamania, and more. Hey, it's summertime. It's triple digits out here where I live. I don't know about where you guys are at, but it's summertime. Score yourself a tank top. You can either choose from Meachamania or the Renegade JJ Williams, both available in tank top form. So get out there, show your love, and support. While you're supporting, why don't you do what that ticker tells you at the bottom of the screen? Do you appreciate my content? Do you appreciate that I'm out here in triple digits in my garage studio, bringing you brand new episodes on a daily basis for you guys to enjoy? If you do, like I said, pay attention to that ticker. Go to the PayPal link, send me a couple buck donation. However much you can spare, however much you feel that my shows are worth. Keep in mind, I'm not monetized yet, guys. So the only way I can make a couple bucks off the show is if you guys out there go to that PayPal link and send me a buck or two. Or go to that Linktree link. Click on the link for my Amazon movie wish list, which I'm constantly updating. Purchase me a movie off my Amazon movie wish list. When it comes in the mail and I open it live on Renegade Recap, I'll give you guys a shout out. And then when I work it into one of my theme months and actually get to review it, give you guys another shout out. That way I can give you guys the love and the credit you guys deserve for turning around and showing me love. Because as you all know, I do appreciate each and every one of you guys. Tomorrow, when we come back here on the Casa D18 Studios channel for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, make sure you tune in for the only film that I'm covering that officially is not part of the Walt Disney Animation Studios filmography. 1990s DuckTales the movie, The Treasure of the Lost Lamp, starring the voice talents of Alan Young, Russi Taylor, Terrence McGovern, Richard Cybertini, Christopher Lloyd, June Foray, and Rip Taylor. Like I said, I threw this movie in just to kind of buffer the ending here so that we didn't get too deep into the Renaissance We didn't leave 1990. Try to make it a nice little even ending here. 1937 Snow White to 1990. So make sure you tune in tomorrow for DuckTales, the movie. Kind of an honorable mention, if you will, here in the Walt Disney Animation Studios filmography that I've been covering, considering it's from Disney Toons, one of their subsidiary animation companies. Thank you guys for tuning in. All you guys that tuned in, watching the premiere, leaving your comments over here. Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate it. To all my loyal fans that tune in a little bit later in the day, watching on demand, leaving your comments down here. Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate it. I appreciate each and every one of my loyal viewers. You guys know that. I tell you that all the time. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I will see you guys next time.